Hi, my name is Maddie, and welcome to my cleavage. I'm sorry, this is not my intent. It's just the sports bra I'm wearing is very cleave friendly, and my boobs have not shrunk down from pregnancy. I mean, they've shrunk a little, but not enough, apparently. Regardless, we are back at it with the PT test. We did this in 2024, at the end of 2024, and I felt very dishonest filming the video because I knew I was pregnant at that point, but I had not shared with anyone except Henry, but I definitely didn't share it with you guys. It was a fun time. Regardless, I rewatched that video to kind of see what we had in store for today's video, and I was pretty I was pretty disgusted with my skinnier self for being like, this is a starting point. Oh, my beach ball belly. And I'm like, there is a beach ball and it's right here. I may have lost a lot of weight, but I still have PCOS belly for sure. She's here. She's asserting herself. Now I'm looking at him like, that bitch, she don't know nothing about no beach ball belly. That's not true. I did know about a beach ball belly, but not at that weight. Okay. The point is, this is the true jumping off point. It wasn't in 2024, it's now. It's postpartum Maddie jumping off. So, the first part of this PT test will be to go for a 1 mile jog, maybe a speedy walk. And right now, I need everyone, and I do mean everyone, to lower your expectations. Lower those expectations. Keep them on the floor. I'm not looking forward to this. I think you guys think I'm stronger than I am, and like your girl is fat again. We got fat again. So yeah, if you watch my running video and you come to this, like, don't do that. My goal today in a perfect world is to get it in under 15 minutes. 1 mile, 15 minutes. That's 4 miles an hour. I was told in the comments, although maybe people will disagree with me, but I was told in the comments of a previous video that that is still jogging speed. Slow jogging speed, but jogging speed. That would be in a perfect world. In a slightly less perfect world, I will put the time on the screen. That was just something I had done in a previous video when I did a walking challenge. I decided to try to jog randomly. But again, your girl, other than jump roping, and doing some light grow with Joe, I haven't really worked out much. So I have very low expectations. But we're going to do our damnedest. We're going to do our best. I'm talking fast because Hank is actually not asleep. We are going to take him for a walk. Well, Henry will be walking. I'll be running ahead. And then we are going to run to the mall, which you guys will not see, and come back and do the remainder of the PT test. So the point is, it's a ticking time bomb. We only have 2 hours. But we're going to get it done. By golly. Okay, it doesn't happen often, but we are filming in Hank's room. Henry is currently feeding Hank some semi-solids, we should call them, and Hank has a lot to say about it, so if you hear him, I'm very sorry, but he's not sleeping for once, so I was like, oh, let's film in Hank's room and mix it up. Lighting in here is weird. Really sorry about that. Regardless, running went okay. Son of a bitch. Ugh. We've been looking everywhere for this. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. We've just been looking everywhere for this thing. Put that there. Sorry, that was loud. Okay, running went all right, I guess. I don't know if you guys could tell in the video, but the track was very slick. And so I had to be pretty careful because it was wet and slick. But I actually think that that helped me in the sense that I probably would have tried to go really fast and would have tired myself out sooner and probably gotten a worse time. My time was okay. It was fine. It was not great. But, we're building from this, and that's okay. So, the next thing on my PT test is to hold a plank. And may God have mercy on my soul. I don't even want to know. It's going to be bad. I don't want to know at all. Either my wrists have gotten stronger or weaker from holding the baby up constantly. Jesus Christ. Sorry. I'm very tired. So yeah, we are going to do that. I did do like this weird chair dip test last time. I'm not doing that this time. So we are going to do our run, hold the plank for as long as we can, sit and reach test, and push-ups. It may be push up if we're lucky. So, let's do our plank, shall we? 3, 2, 1. All right, plank time, baby. I'm trying to check my form. Oh, God, I'm shaking already and it hasn't even been 10 seconds. Oh, God. POV, you're trying not to get crushed by me. Think I made that joke last time. As you can see, above this side of my head, the cat is meowing. That's not it. Here, I'm going to inch a little closer. Okay, checking my form again. I'm just talking. There's a Pikachu pillow behind my head because I won it at a fair many years ago. And it's actually an amazing prize. I won it playing skee-ball. I love skee-ball. I don't claim to be good at it, but I do love it. Oh my God, talking's working though. This has been like 40 seconds. I don't know if my form's bad or good. I don't care. I'm trying to make it a minute. But yeah, so it's a really good prize. Oh God. Okay, I'm still kind of holding. Okay. Oh God, that was sick. That was demented. You need Jesus. Oh, my not abs. Okay. I told Henry, we had to run to the mall to grab something, and then I had to put Hank down for his nap, so I'm sorry this isn't directly following my run. Life is happening. It's the week of the holidays for us, but I told Henry when I went to the mall like this, I initially was going to put on a hoodie, but it's surprisingly warm in Missouri. I told him I look like I belong in The Nutty Professor, and that I look like Eddie Murphy in a fat suit. He didn't like the joke. Okay. Honestly, holding a plank for a minute, maybe I shouldn't be proud of myself, but I am. I'm just proud I made it to a minute, honestly. A real regular plank is very difficult. I feel it in my core, so if my form was bad, it's working out what it should work out. But I think we're going to go to a different room with a better potential camera angle for the sit and reach test. So I will BRB. All right, hello. Welcome back to my room. Man, I look wonderful. I just embrace it, man. All right, welcome back to my room for the sit and reach test. I don't know if the camera is going to show off enough. There's a popcorn tin filled with change back there that we use to hold the door open because if not, Zelda will claw another hole in my carpet. Okay, so first things first, I'm the realist. I expanded my tape measure. She said about 32 inches. That'll work. You line your heels up at about the 15-inch mark. And then you put one hand over the other. You let your cat sniff your leg. You smell anything interesting, my girl? Oh, Mommy loves you. And then you reach out one hand on top of the other. And that is like right at 16 inches. Okay. And then you reach again. 17 and a half inches. And then you reach one more time. That's like 18 and a half inches. So we're looking at about 17 inches. I really expected it to be a lot less because of the actual beach ball I have right here, ladies and gentlemen. However, this is apparently a lot about hamstring flexibility and whatnot. So it's not fair of me to compare myself to my prepartum. Is prepartum a word or a phrase? It's not fair of me to do that, but I can't help it. But you know, it is what it is. All right. As soon as I figure out how to unlock this, there we go. I did it. It's like the adult version of a Jack in the Box. No, an adult version of the Jack in the Box is trying to get the can of biscuits to pop open. Either way, we've done that, and now we're going to go do push-ups. But push-up.
Robin. We don't see a lot of you, Robin. You're always a sleepy, sleepy girl. My beautiful Robin is 14 years old. She was about a year old when I got her, and I have had her for 13 years. Isn't that crazy? She's an elderly, dainty little lady. It's hurting my wrist to hold the camera that way, Robin.
Welcome back to Hank's room, where I have little hope that this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try. And I want to do real ones, because eventually I will be able to do them again. But I also don't want to do them. Okay. No, I feel like I'm dipping my back. Come on, Maddie. One real push-up. All right. For what that was worth, it wasn't worth very much. But regardless, this was fun. I do like to do these kinds of things. However, this time, I'm not pregnant, that I know of. And so I will actually check in regarding a PT test. I don't know that I'll wait a whole year. I think I might do it again in 6 months, maybe in June. I'm a little out of breath. Like just a touch, just a quickening of the breath. But I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of progress we can make. I am very much ready to lock in. And I just have a lot of thoughts and feelings about 2026. Speaking of 2026, I filmed a Q&A, and so some people had asked me what my goals were. And even though you guys are going to see this after this portion of the video, I actually filmed it a few days ago, because motherhood. I can't film everything in one day anymore like I used to. I mean, sometimes I can, but sometimes I can't. Either way, I rambled on for a bit, so let's take it to the other version of Maddie, who is feeling very open and honest with her cup of tea. And I have to go because Hank is crying, the cats are meowing. All right, we are here for the Q&A portion of this video. Usual obligatory apology that I am talking lowly as Hank is asleep, as is always the case when I'm doing this stuff, and the messy background. I actually was talking to Henry about some stuff we can do with this background, since this is kind of going to be the place I'm going to be filming for the foreseeable future, and this is not the vibe, is it? But I have a feeling I'm going to talk forever, so let's just get into it. I don't know if I want to say people's usernames because I'm going to be like butchering them, but Emma Field 9770 asks, what are you most proud of from this last year, and what are some goals or hopes you have for next year? Could be fitness related or personal or family related. I feel like the first one's obvious. Obviously, I'm most proud of having a healthy little baby. Obviously though, like that's really outside of my control that he was healthy, but because I had gestational diabetes, I was terrified that, you know, his sugars would be out of whack, he'd have to go to the NICU, he'd be born super big, and none of that happened. I really was pretty darn strict with my gestational diabetes diet, and it paid off, and so I'm very proud. I'm just proud that, you know, I did it. Maddie did what she wanted. Somebody commented that on my pregnancy announcement video. I set out to have a baby, and I had one, and it has been a whirlwind. As far as goals go, a few people asked about this, so I did like write down my 2026 goals, my resolutions, if you can call it that. Now, some things, good goals also have like the plan for how you want to achieve said goal. This list doesn't really have that yet, but I did throw some things together, and I sat down for about an hour and really thought through kind of what I want to do and what I want to accomplish in 2026 within reason, because I have a little baby. if I had to give you any advice for making goals, one of them would be maybe to look into something called Level 10 Life. I actually have a YouTube short about this, and so I will link it. I'll probably show it on the screen, but maybe looking into that, but also just asking yourself whenever you make the goal, how will I know that I have succeeded at this goal? And sometimes that's a little easier said than done. Also, one more caveat, I have been told that sometimes my goals are like a to-do list, but sometimes you just want something quick to check off and not this overarching journey of a goal, okay? Okay, let's get into it. Goal numero uno is to read 15 books. I feel like this is very doable, especially for me. I didn't want to reach for the stars. I do have a baby. My hands are quite full, but I still enjoy reading, so 15 books in 2026. I would like to do another decluttering of my apartment before Hank starts walking. If you guys aren't familiar, I did do a whole decluttering course when I was pregnant, and it was rough. It was hard. So I don't know that it'll be that intensive. Obviously, I did donate a lot, but I still look around now and then and I'm like, man, there's more that I need to be able to get rid of. And so I don't know. I want to do that before Hank starts walking. It can only help, right? Goal numero tres is to help my mom move up here. So I don't think I really talked about this, but my mom, whenever she found out I was pregnant, immediately wanted to move up here. And she's kind of been wanting to move away from where she lives in general. That's kind of her pattern, though. She likes to move every few years. She's a very nomadic person. And so she wants to move up here to, be around her grandchild. And it was supposed to be when he was born, but she can also be very overzealous. And so it has not happened, but we're hoping it will happen at the beginning of 2026. I will be so glad and relieved because me and Henry currently have no village. Henry's family lives about, hour and a half, 2 hours away from us, give or take. So, yeah, we have no village. The only help we have is if we can pay for it, and we're at the mercy of, if they're available and whatnot, which I guess that's always true. Regardless, I feel like people understand what I mean. And, yeah, it just sometimes it's really daunting knowing you don't have help. So it's nice to know that if I have an emergency, my mama can come help. Goal numero cuatro would be I want to pay off at least $200 toward debt each month. And so me and Henry sat down and talked about our debts. We put some numbers together. I don't like Dave Ramsey. I think he has gotten completely out of touch. I used to love Dave Ramsey back in the day, but pretty much when the pandemic hit, he really started to disgust me. I also just don't think that man lives in reality. He's been too rich for too long. But I do like the debt snowball approach. And so we have a number of debts. I want to pay off 4 by the end of the year. And I feel like that's very reasonable. So hoping for 5, but my goal is to pay off 4 debts. I may talk about that on the channel. I'm not sure if I want to have some videos. Tara Hartman had 2025, the year of low buy. And, we watched her journey to pay for a fence so that her dogs can enjoy the great outdoors. And that was really fun. And so I kind of like the way she did it. And I've seen some other YouTube videos of people talking about how they do their low buy and whatnot and how that goes. Yeah. So I've thought about that. If you are interested in that, let me know. I just don't know how honest I want to be about things. To fully TMI y'all real quick, right before Hank was born, we just kept getting hit with thing after thing. Like my car had issues that we had to pay for. Zelda went to the vet. Just right before Hank was born, we had $2,000 worth of just shit that happened. And so as a result, we weren't as, settled. And then to even more TMI, you guys, Henry's leave got messed up. And so some of his leave ended up being unpaid, which was quite the blow. We did not know until it was too late. So that sucked. So point is, we were not as stable as we would have wanted to be. I don't want anybody to worry. We're fine. We're okay. But yeah, It just, shit just kept happening. So I would like to get on more stable footing. I feel like saying that out loud is inviting trouble, so I'm just going to knock on some wood. Goal number 5 would be that we do want to go and see one of Henry's family members sometime next year in South Carolina. I would love to go before Hank is walking, because visiting a baby-proofed house or a non-baby-proofed house with a baby that can move around and is mobile is not a vacation. But I don't think we'll be able to accomplish that. So, but we do want to go see him. We want him to meet Hank. That is on the to-do list. I do have some longtime friends that live in Mississippi, and I would like to see them twice next year. I know they want to come up for Hank's first birthday. I plan to see them probably MLK weekend. Just telling y'all everything. But I just want it to be a goal. I just want it's a priority to me to still see my friends. And then goal number, I've lost count, is kind of a vague goal, but it's to stay consistent on YouTube. I have some challenges that I want to do. I mentioned you guys I kind of want to jog. I realize I'm filming this Q&A before I'm doing the PT test, but I may regret saying that, but I do. Me and Henry are talking about joining a gym so that there's like a daycare situation for Hank, so someone can watch him while we're at the gym. And so I may do a gym-related challenge. I've had people ask me about stair stepper. I could also do some kind of running challenge there. I'm just not really comfortable filming myself at the gym, so we'll see. Point is, I just want to stay consistent on YouTube. I'm pretty good about being consistent, knock on wood, and I just want to keep it that way. My final goal is that I'm obviously quite chonky. Honestly, postpartum has completely kicked my butt. I know this is annoying, but I do have some personal things going on that unfortunately I just cannot share. You just never know who could come across my channel, and I'm generally pretty open, but I can't share it. I know that's annoying. For a while, I was kind of doing pretty good being like healthier. Not like weight loss healthy, but like not like unhealthy, and like it's just been really difficult lately. So I want to get back to healthy habits, but specifically I want to be back in Wonderland next year. I just felt very good when I was in Wonderland. I might be talking too loud. All right, next question. Bride of Levi, who I recognize, I pretty much recognize everybody here, said, what's the most surprising thing about being a mom? What are 3 things you're looking forward to? Well, that's nice. So I read these, I was reading everybody's answers as they were coming in when I asked this question, when I asked for questions for the Q&A. And I kind of started getting like really teary because I looked at him a couple weeks ago and we were really in the thick of Hank's sleep regression. And he's basically on nap strike currently. So like, I felt really bad because I was like, I cried a little bit because I was like, everything I have to say right now is negative. And like, I just felt emotional. I think I'm a little better now. You know what's sad though? Whenever you ask what's the most surprising thing about being a mom, my first thing that I want to say is like, that I feel like I can't even eat without like being constantly interrupted. Like, Hank is definitely in a phase of, like, don't put me down. I don't know, specifically in the evening and whatnot. So I don't know why that's what comes to mind. I don't know, is it bad that not a ton has surprised me? Yeah, I guess the eating thing comes to mind. Yeah, there are times that being a parent is really humbling because you're really giving it all you got, and sometimes you just feel inadequate. I will not cry. It's funny. There's the Shauna the mom quote that actually made me a little emotional when I heard it, and I'm just gonna play it.
And then you just have to learn all day, every day for months and months. Turns out it's like years. And the learning compounds if it's more than one. And now I love her so much that it's hard to articulate. It's the best thing I've ever done. And also the worst? Yes. Good Lord. Is that horrible to say? Nah, I think it's normal.
What are 3 things you're looking forward to? Well, I mentioned I'm going to go see my friends on MLK weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. By the time you guys see this, it'll be Christmas will have passed, but I am looking forward to Christmas. What else? I'm looking forward to a certain orange Cheeto Puff not being in office, but that's going to be forever from now. Miss Johnny Demonic asks, top 5 healthy snacks you like. I really, I'm kind of into canned tuna. I got into it when I was pregnant, and I really vibe with, canned tuna fish over various things, with boiled eggs. I like canned tuna fish. I'm weird. I really am into Quest protein chips. I'm a fan. I love real good chicken because it's got like extra protein because the breading is like a whey protein. I'm very much a fan of like girl snack where it's like, some ham, a string cheese, a handful of berries. That's kind of like a heartier snack, but yeah. I'm sorry. I got you most of the way there though. And I do like Quest protein bars. They're delicious. Specifically the Hero brand. I've mentioned this before. It's like almost like a dipped Rice Krispie treat. I kind of burnt myself out on them, but they're still very good. Okay, Smitten Hamster. I love her profile picture. She actually looks like a friend of mine. Was that a little creepy to say? She's also German. Okay, I'm sorry. I remember things though. How did your relationship with Henry change now that you're parents? Are you still monitoring your PCOS? Okay, wait. She's got a ton of questions. So we'll start with, how did your relationship with Henry change now that you're parents? I feel like we've been through war together. Kind of. Here's the thing. Henry has always been a really phenomenal partner. Knocks it out of the park. He is extremely thoughtful. His love language is like acts of service. Mine like is quality time, but the love language that he like gives most naturally is acts of service, and it's great, especially when you have a baby. I know some part of me was irrationally nervous because I've just heard so many horror stories of, oh my God, he was so wonderful when I was pregnant and before, but then after the baby came, he was just awful. And like some part of me is like, man, what if that happened? Which is ridiculous because Henry's wonderful. Yeah, I hate to say I feel like we've been through war together, but I kind of have because we've both had moments, this past 5 months of just like falling apart a little bit. Again, parenting can be very humbling. The sleep stuff's really hard sometimes, or the lack thereof of sleep. And so we always try to support each other. I hope he feels supported from me, but I always try to support him. And obviously, like, I wouldn't be able to keep doing YouTube if not for him. So I don't know if that answers your question. As far as if I'm still monitoring my PCOS, I guess the short answer would be no. I still haven't had a postpartum period yet. Now, it hasn't been that long since I finally stopped pumping, stopped breastfeeding, because that will suppress your period. Something somebody told me, I've heard different things about like when can you say that you're not postpartum anymore. And somebody was like, there are many different, it could be up to a year, but someone had told me like, at the very least, until you get your first postpartum period. And I haven't yet. I will say that I do feel like my hair growth has gotten worse again. I've been waxing more than I had to when I was pregnant. But so far, that is it. I have also heard from a few people, but very anecdotally, that being pregnant actually kind of resets your hormones a little bit when it comes to PCOS, so it like might not be as bad the next time around. I don't know. I guess the short answer is no, but I do want to start looking at things more closely when my periods start coming back. Not that I'm rushing them to come back. What would your dream job be, if any? This is such a fun one. So I do think about like, oh man, it'd be cool to be like a full-time YouTuber if I were ever that big. But if you ask me, honestly, I would love to be a writer. I don't think I've ever talked about that on my channel, but I have written before. I've written books. I used to churn books out in high school, and I'm not saying they were good. In fact, I'm sure they were horrible, but I have this whole little world in my head and like this fantasy series. I've done planning. I've done what's called NaNoWriMo, which is where it's National something writing month, but you write 50,000 words in November actually. And I've done that a couple times. Probably a writer, I would say. Where would you love to travel to? So I have studied abroad, shockingly, because I feel like I grew up so poor, but later, whenever I was a teenager, my mom's husband and her did like team truck driving, and so they made pretty good money. And so I was able to study abroad in college. Although the second time I studied abroad, that was all me. I saved up for like a year, worked a lot, and But, so I've been to France, Spain, and England. I feel Henry would love to go to Spain one day, just from what I've talked about. So I can't not say Spain, because he would love to go see it. Oh, I would love to go to Germany as well. My father's side, my biological father's side, is German. I am 1/4 German, and the rest primarily Native American. And my Omi, may she rest in peace. She is from a place called Cologne, Germany, which is apparently a really fun little place. And I say a little place, I think it's a city, like a city proper. I would love to go there. I'd have to have money to go there though, because I've heard German train and all that transit and stuff is pretty expensive. I also obviously do not speak the language even remotely. But yeah, no. Germany, I think, would be my final answer. I'm sorry I prattled on for a bit there. What are core values you want to instill in Hank? Which values aren't as important to you? I don't want to instill traditional gender roles in Hank. It's going to sound really messed up, but I know that this part of the video is going to be super long, so I'm not even going to mince words here. Part of me was really relieved to discover that my firstborn would be a boy, which Hank we may be one and done, but we don't know. But if we did have two and I could choose, I would choose my firstborn to be a boy. The oldest is often like more self-sufficient. They know how to do more. They're able to do more because parents have more free time because you only have the one. Actually, and they probably have more patience too. I'm sure there's a myriad of other reasons. And so your firstborn's like better at doing chores. They're better at a lot of things. I say this as someone who is the younger sibling. So, you know, I'm not like, yeah, firstborns. I'm not a firstborn sibling. I'm not a firstborn child. So I don't want Hank to grow up and have a partner and he's a do-nothing bitch. It's so weird to refer to my 5-month-old as that. But it's true. I don't want him to be that person that's like, oh, I don't know how to do that. You're much better at that. I'm not organized like that. Like, so I want to instill in Hank that he needs to be an equal partner, and that doesn't necessarily have to mean romantically. That can mean like roommate wise or friend wise. I want to instill in him to be a good and reliable person. Now that could be easier said than done. We gonna see. But yeah, I know that was prattling on, but we're not here for traditional gender roles, and I will not have him getting red pilled either. What core value, I guess if it was like what values aren't as important to you, traditional gender roles, like the idea of what it means to be a man and this and that. Okay, Genevieve 752 asks, if there's one meal you had to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? Okay, see, my heart immediately is like sushi or poke bowl. But here's the thing, it could be your favorite food in the whole wide world. You will get tired of it. So my brain is like immediately like a Chipotle bowl, because I could eat like aspects. I don't even love Chipotle that much. I mean, it's pretty good, but I could eat aspects of it and like mix it up. I can make multiple different types of meals out of the components that would go into a Chipotle bowl and maybe try to mix up the monotony. But if it were like going off purely like favorite food, I guess sushi's where my heart is. I do love a good burrito, but Chipotle. Okay. Sabrina, I'm assuming, asks, you cooked so many different things this year on your channel. What is something you love and something you'll never make again? Such a good question. I like that. I was talking about tuna earlier, and funnily enough, also sushi. Whenever I was pregnant, I would make essentially like this low carb spicy tuna bowl. It was kind of a lot of work because, like, you know, you had to like cut up apple and like put shredded carrot. It was a lot. It was so good. Kind of had a lot of calories too, but again, low carb and super, like, I'm salivating thinking about it, super nutritionally dense and just very good. I think I mentioned in my breakfast meal prep, I also like that Amish casserole. It really surprised me. Something I never make again. Those buckwheat pancakes from my breakfast, my second breakfast video, were way too much freaking work. So I probably would not make those again. They're very mid-tier. Summer Soul 3 asked, what are your plans next year? Do you have any specific goals you're working toward? Yeah, I kind of had already answered that. So, but I did want to acknowledge your question, Summer Soul 3. Want to see family, want to do all those things, pay down some debts. I also just want to continue to like have a grasp of like Maddie as a person, not just Maddie the mom. I'm more than just a mom. Although I do love our little bean. Okay. What is my latest obsession? 350 asks, what's your favorite fruit? Your favorite vegetable? We'll start with those. Favorite fruit. What the hell is my favorite fruit? I'm really a fan of berries. I like berries. I don't know. Strawberries, raspberries. Honestly, a good raspberry, very underrated. Favorite vegetable? Potatoes? Potatoes? No, I feel like that's cheating. I don't know. I mean, cauliflower kind of had its moment, and I really like, I do be putting cauliflower in things. But honestly, like purely just for fun, it's got to be potatoes. Mashed potatoes, french fries, breakfast potatoes. Yeah, no, potatoes. I'm sorry. I know that's a boring answer. What's a milestone you look forward to next year? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, sending you the best vibes. Thank you. I need those vibes, so thank you. I don't want to make it all about Hank, but I am excited about his first birthday. He is already showing signs of crawling. And he's 5 months old, which is crazy. I mean, like, not like strong signs of crawling, but like strong signs for a 5-month-old. So, yeah, definitely that. You know, in my goals, I should probably like arrange like to do something else like fun with Henry, like maybe an overnight trip or something. Something for us to look forward to, like us as a couple. So I will look into that at some point. Maybe something like that. Yeah. Okay, and then my final question is from Warpig103. Do you have a particular video that you wish had gotten better views? Yes, I do actually. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I have a few. So first of all, I do want to say real quick, I did name my Christmas vlog like no one watches my vlogs, blah blah blah. Now I will say my vlogs do get like less views than a lot of my other videos, and it's the only thing I consistently like put out that I know won't really get views. I don't want anybody to be like, oh my god, Maddie, we're so sorry, because I did get a lot of comments like, no, I love your vlogs, which is very sweet, and thank you. I'm gonna be real and tell y'all a secret, because like the real ones are the only ones that are left here anyway. Titling my videos like that, it always gets more views and engagement. I'm sorry if you feel like you've been had, but it does. Now, as far as a video I wish I had done that had done better, the first one that comes to mind is actually my Dinnerly video where I tried out Dinnerly. It's a meal kit subscription service. I had not heard of it. I just thought that was such a fun video. I don't know why. I'm not saying it's the best thing I've ever made, because here's the thing about YouTube. How you feel about a video has nothing to do with how well it will do. You could love a video to pieces. It could be one of the best things. It could be gold. And it may not do well. And that's just how it goes, you know. I will say, it was a little ways after the Dinnerly video, I had made some kind of comment, and I meant it to be joking, about like, you know, basically like my workout challenges do the best. And that's not necessarily my favorite videos that I put out in terms of like creativity and whatnot, but they always tend to do the best. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying they tend to do the best. If you go to my channel and search by popular, it's going to be my workout videos in the top at least 5 slots. And so, and it just is what it is. That's what people are interested in. I've been told it's very motivating. I don't hate the workout videos. I do like them. Just, you know, I can't just do workout videos because I want to put out a video a week, and, you know, some of these challenges take a while. You feel me? Okay. But I did make like a comment that was meant to be lighthearted in one of my videos that was like, yeah, sometimes my videos don't get views that, you know, aren't workout related. And somebody commented and said something like, oh, I get it. I'm sorry, wait. Oh, so if your videos don't get 1,000 views, then you just don't care about them. You don't care about your actual fans. And I was like, when did I say that? I'm like, hey, I never said that. And they were like, well, it's just what you inferred. So I kid you not, to this day, whenever I have a video that hits 1,000 views, I will be like, you know, Henry always asks like, oh, how's your video doing? You know, did you get a funny comment? Did you get this? Because, you know, I read the comments. I'm pretty active. And I'll be like, oh, it hit 1,000 views. It means I can care about it now. It's so funny because like, now partially it's because I'm slow at editing. My videos like take a lot of time and effort. Like the sit down ones, not so much, but unless it's like a video essay and I did research and stuff, in which case it does take a while. But my videos take a lot of effort, like in terms of editing. So it's not really like, oh, well, I don't care about this one. Honestly, it's sort of like I had a relative, a boomer relative comment to me. I'm so glad you gave Henry his little boy. I'm so glad you were able to give Henry a boy. First of all, yuck. I checked them when they said that. But I literally like sat there and ruminated on their comment and was like, I can't imagine trying for something like we were trying for a baby for years and then being like, ugh, it was a girl, whatever, you know? And that's kind of how I feel about my videos. Like I put in a lot of effort into them. Sometimes it may not seem it, and sometimes I guess it's a little less effort, but I really do try, like with editing and with coming up with creative ideas. And so the idea like that I don't care about a video based on how many views it got, as if I didn't put just as much effort into that, is hilarious to me. But really, I just wanted to tell y'all the fact that if you see a video and you're like, oh, Maddie's video hit 1,000 views, first of all, nobody cares, but if you see it, just know that me and Henry made a joke to each other, like, it hit 1,000 views, you can care about it now. Is that a petty note to end the video on? It might be, but I just thought it was funny. I guess my life has depleted emotionally. I already know I've talked for a really long time, and I'm sorry. I knew it would happen. I'm a long-winded person. But you know, we got into some goals. We got into some aspirations. I'm pretty tired. It's evening, so I'm about to hit the hay. But you guys should be seeing this as the last video of 2025. So I hope you guys had a phenomenal year. Let me know like what a favorite memory that you had was this year. Maybe a struggle, but you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. Let me know in the comments down below. But I will see you guys next year and in my next video. I don't have my megaphone because I don't want to wake Hank, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.